David claimed I was the mistress for traffic. David had a consultation call with an online influencer about accidental death insurance payout, and I caught him. Only then did I realize he had been keeping the mistress outside for a long time. To force me into a divorce with no assets, David and the mistress started a stream to publicly denounce me as the mistress. The stream went viral, instantly gaining a large number of supporters. 10 years of marriage, destroyed in a day. I became vilified. Unfortunately, I was no easy target. That pair of lowlifes messed with the wrong person when they messed with me. When David and Brittany were again using it as a gimmick to make money from streaming and selling products by accusing me of wrongdoing, I couldn't stand it anymore and decided to go live with them. David, startled, quickly wanted to close it, but I sneered and said, "Folks, if you want to know more drama about me, the mistress, and him, feel free to head over to my channel. Don't you dare close it." Brittany snatched the mouse, fiercely scolding David. "It's not closed yet, and half our streamed followers are already gone to her place. If we close it, will anyone even be left? But she found out we're streaming, she'll expose us." David's expression was unnatural. Brittany scoffed and called David a coward. "Online stuff, it's all half-truth, half-fiction. Who watches a stream with their brain engaged? Aren't they all just for entertainment? As long as we stubbornly insist she's the mistress, and keep cursing and yelling at each other, this massive traffic won't be ours. By then, who cares about the truth? They'll just think we're the good people and she's a piece of trash." Brittany's eyes gleamed, her schemes clicking into place. But she didn't know, I had been watching them for many days straight. From when she first posted a video saying her marriage was ruined by a mistress, gaining attention, to calling David to testify, saying I seduced him daily, but David remained unmoved, and he even condemned all men who cheated. David established the image of a perceptive, upright man, and Brittany advised women to be independent and strong. After gaining loyal followers, they started selling products, making countless money. Until yesterday, David actually secretly went for a consultation call with an online influencer. David asked about accidental death insurance payout, accidental compensation, and how to apply for control of assets after a spouse goes missing. He wanted to keep his property, and even take over my company. He even wanted my life, so they could live it up. This time, I was prepared. I waited until they went live and confronted them online directly. "You want traffic? I'll give it to you. Just afraid the traffic is too big, and you won't be able to handle it and get crushed." Brittany tossed her hair and looked at me contemptuously, saying, "Never seen such a shameless mistress. You're begging to be roasted, aren't you?" I smiled faintly. "Brittany, so last month you submitted your resignation to me, saying someone died back home, but you were actually coming online to stream and make money with David? You vicious woman. You couldn't steal my husband, so you cursed my family to die. What stream with David? This is my husband. Have you no shame? What are you fantasizing about?" She didn't mention her resignation lie at all, and directly turned the attack on me. Led by her, none of the netizens cared about what I said. Tempers flared instantly. Are mistresses this blatant now? Bringing the fight right to the real wife's face, so arrogant online, no wonder she made the streamer cry every day before. How can a woman like this even live? Just die already. Most of Brittany's female followers were women who had divorced because of a mistress ruining their marriage. They had a natural absolute hatred for mistresses. They felt empathy, and couldn't rationally judge truth from falsehood. David also hugged Brittany tightly, looking deeply in love. "Baby, don't worry, I only love you." Then he turned and looked at me with disgust, saying, "Crazy woman, you can't compare to even a single strand of my wife's hair. I have no interest in you, seeing you makes me sick. Streamer's husband is great, you should curse women like this to death. Streamer's husband is really great, protecting his wife and standing up to this slut. If only all men in the world were like this, I wouldn't have divorced." I trembled all over. Just last night, David was still kept calling me baby. Told me to rest and take care of myself. Couldn't believe today he was hugging someone else and calling them baby, and inciting others to curse at me. Before, David even complained to me that Brittany wore such short skirts to work every day, not modest at all. I thought he was different from other men. In fact, men are all the same. "Brittany, you couldn't find a job after graduating. I kindly let you be my secretary and promoted you. Can't believe after you got capable you dared to sleep with David. I really misjudged you." But Brittany was speechless with frustration. She burst into tears. "You used your position as boss to oppress me before. Now I've resigned, you still want to threaten me and frame me. You're just abusing your power. Finished speaking, Brittany tightly held David's hand and sobbed complainingly. Folks, I worked at her company, but the situation was completely different from what she said. What she called promotion was forcing me to drink at business dinners with sleazy male clients/bosses, and letting them touch and humiliate me. If I resisted, she'd threaten me, and even got me drunk and put me in someone else's bed. If I didn't quit, I wouldn't be able to live. David's eyes instantly turned red after hearing this. Full of heartache, he exclaimed angrily, "How could such a thing happen? Why didn't you tell me?" Of course she wouldn't tell you. Because the truth is she got the male client drunk and offered herself to him, and she got caught red-handed by the boss's wife. At the time, she cried and begged me not to tell anyone. I took pity on her and dropped it, but I didn't expect her to turn on me today. I immediately sent a message to the former victimized Patricia. This shameless woman was actually the streamer's boss before. Power corrupts. I instantly became the center of public opinion. Brittany was sniffling. She sent me to other male clients' beds, while she climbed into David's bed. We two powerless little employees have such hard lives. Folks, if it weren't for you, no one would help us get justice. As soon as she said this, the netizens exploded. This is just too tragic. In the netizens' eyes, David and Brittany were repeatedly trampled and insulted by me. This shameless woman is still a boss? Tell us her company, we're going to go settle the score. Exactly, she shouldn't live comfortably. Seeing this, I spoke up to warn those netizens. Disclosing personal privacy and disturbing my life carries legal responsibility. But they ignored me and continued to curse. You persecuted the couple first, even if there's legal action, you'll be convicted first. Still dare to use the law to suppress people? I see you're just used to being arrogant. Is there any justice or law left? Does the law protect villains like you? We are acting as vigilantes. Quickly expose this woman's address. Suddenly, a striking comment popped up in the chat window. It was the name and address of the company. And my home address. Friends, got the information on this slut. Immediately everyone praised his efficiency, saying experts are among the common people. But I knew just by the name, it was David's alt account. His name was a string of numbers, which was exactly my birthday. How ironic. Soon, my phone rang. It was Emily, my assistant. Manager Eleanor. Suddenly a group of troublemakers gathered downstairs at the company, holding signs. They hit anyone they saw, and even said you're a slut and told you to come out. Everyone is afraid to go out. What should we do? Call the police. I'll be there right away to check the situation. The situation was more serious than I imagined. Brittany looked triumphant, she probably knew about this too. Her face was full of anxiety, yet she feigned asking the netizens to stop. Thank you everyone for defending me. I see someone went to the company. I know there are more good people in this society. Although she committed workplace bullying against me and seduced my husband to destroy my family, after all, she was my boss and took care of me. She has wide connections. Please everyone, don't be so impulsive. Please don't run to her house. There's a security camera above her front door on the left. Seemingly comforting them, but actually fanning the flames. She was also hinting that I would use my position to retaliate. Streamer sister, don't be afraid, she won't be arrogant for long. Watch us rush into her house and make her kneel and apologize to you. The police hadn't arrived at the company yet when my front door suddenly banged. Get out. Slut. We know you're home, open the door if you dare. Weren't you arrogant online just now? Now you're scared? Too late. I quickly went to the door, wanting to stop them. But I was struck by a huge external force and knocked flying with a bang. A group of menacing people rushed into my house. The leader even held a camera right up to my face and filmed directly. Everyone look. It's this woman. The leader turned out to be Brittany's brother, Jake. Everyone. Attack. Show her what for, cannot let people like this get away with it. After a command was given, that group rushed into my home and started smashing things and furniture. Someone picked up my blue and white porcelain vase. My gaze turned cold. This is a blue and white porcelain from the Qing dynasty, worth tens of millions. Can you afford to break it? Don't listen to this woman's nonsense. She dares to bully my sister like this. I'll show her how tough I am. Who keeps such expensive things at home? She's just trying to scare us. Smash it. Smash it hard. Brittany on the screen saw this scene and cried out in alarm. She didn't know her brother was also watching the stream and had rushed to my home. But all the suffering she and David claimed was made up. Moreover, she knew I liked collecting antiques, and these were genuinely bought at auctions with her accompanying me. But with so many people in the stream, she couldn't explain to her brother. Could only brace herself and watch her brother keep smashing things. A slut like you who only knows how to seduce others even buys calligraphy and paintings? Do you even understand something so elegant? Burn them all. You can burn them, but the compensation afterwards will be on you and your sister. Brittany almost fainted from fright. Brother, don't be impulsive. Brittany shouted, but how could her red-eyed brother listen? Sister, don't be afraid of this slut. We are the victims, we won't have to pay compensation for smashing or burning. My sister and David are the real married couple. What are you, interfering like this? Finished speaking, he set fire to the valuable calligraphy and paintings on my wall, and the person who rushed into my bedroom to vandalize exclaimed, "What's wrong?" The brother asked impatiently. This looks like a marriage certificate and wedding photos. It's this woman's and the streamer's husband's. Bullshit, my sister is his original wife. If you talk nonsense again, I'll tear your mouth apart. Just then, the police rushed in. Some people fled in a panic when they saw the police. Only Jake and a few other men remained standing proudly and pointing at me, saying, "Officer, you're finally here. This slut is destroying someone else's family and even wanted to send my sister to entertain men with drinks. Quickly arrest her." Click. As Jake finished speaking, he looked down and saw he was handcuffed. He froze. And I picked up the wedding photo thrown on the ground and put it in front of Jake. "Look closely, see who is the mistress, me or your sister." Jake's lips trembled. He exclaimed, "It's impossible, it must be fake." After the police got them under control, a frenzy was stirred up online as well, saying we colluded with officials and oppressed ordinary people. I smiled faintly. Let Brittany be arrogant online for so long, it was time to close the net. Watching more and more people flooded into our stream, I looked at Brittany unhurriedly and said, "Folks, if you want to know more drama about me, the mistress, and him, feel free to head over to my channel." Upon hearing this is outrageous. All the netizens thought I was too arrogant. They exited the stream before they even opened their mouths to curse me. Now all the followers left Brittany's stream and swarmed to mine, constantly venting anger and cursing. Seeing everyone was there, I immediately invited Brittany to join my stream. I directly took control of the stream myself. They wouldn't be able to close it whenever they wanted. Brittany's face turned extremely ugly. She asked me what I intended to do. I sneered. Tit for tat. Are you ready, Brittany? Things are about to change. Officer, why are you handcuffing me? Jake was still resisting. He pushed away the officer controlling him. I know, you're in league with this slut. You're colluding with officials, right? But don't forget, we're live, so many people are watching, you can't take me away. Jake looked at me viciously. Brittany was going crazy with anxiety. She was desperate for the police to take her brother away quickly. If this keeps up, even the police are involved, this situation can't be ended easily. At this moment, David also sensed the seriousness of the situation. He frowned deeply, first muted the stream microphone, then complained to Brittany. "Why is your brother so reckless? We were just supposed to curse her, gain followers, and sell products. Why did he rush to my wife's house? What do you mean by that? Seeing my brother hit your wife, you feel sorry for her?" Brittany immediately retorted. She was already in a bad mood, and David was complaining to her at this time. "Are you being reasonable? Now your brother has blown things up, how do we wrap this up? My wife is so rich, I could have just relaxed at home and enjoyed life. You woman just had to stir up trouble. Your brother is also stupid, how could I have fallen for you?" Hearing David say this, Brittany immediately got angry. "Now you say you regret it? Why didn't you regret it when you were sleeping with me? That was you desperately throwing yourself at me. Wait a minute, didn't you say you truly loved me, said you'd be with me even if you didn't divorce and still had a wife? Was everything you said fake?" Brittany immediately fell silent upon hearing this. Then she forced out a strained smile, wriggled and held David's arm, acting coy. "Oh, I was just jealous and joking with you, why are you getting so angry with me?" Finished speaking, she put David's hand on her body and moved it back and forth, begging for forgiveness. She still had to rely on David now, couldn't turn against him at this moment. The most important thing for her was to deal with me first. David still fell for her tactics, his tone immediately improved. But when his gaze swept across the screen, his face immediately turned ashen. Then his eyes wide, fingers trembling. "What's wrong? Seen a ghost?" As soon as Brittany finished speaking, she saw the marriage certificate in my hand. "Everyone look closely, this is mine and David's marriage certificate, we are the legally recognized married couple. And Brittany is the third party who destroyed our marriage." People in my stream were instantly stunned. What's going on? Didn't they say she was the mistress? How did she become the original wife? Is this a twist? This marriage certificate isn't fake, is it? Seeing this, although Brittany was panicking internally, she forcefully suppressed all emotions. She quickly nudged her equally scared and frozen David. It's just a marriage certificate, you yourself are here with me, quickly insist it's fake. As long as you don't admit it, it's just a piece of paper. Brittany was still fighting desperately. David hesitated. If he went home now and obediently begged me for forgiveness and admitted his mistake, then he might still be completely fine. He would still be a man who lives off his wife but acts tough. Could continue living the easy life he had before. But now burning bridges with me makes it clear he and Brittany are a couple. Perhaps seeing David's hesitation, Brittany's face immediately turned icy cold. She stared intensely at David, her eyes full of resentment. What's wrong, you don't want to? She suddenly smiled sinisterly. If you don't help me now, I'll expose your embezzlement of company funds, and you'll rot in jail. You. David grabbed Brittany's neck. You dare threaten me? Killing me now is useless. The evidence is with my brother, neither of you can escape. Say it now. Brittany had already prepared to go down fighting, she's making a fortune rough the internet now. No matter what, she wouldn't give up streaming. Moreover, she also knew David didn't want a divorce. She also wanted to use this opportunity to make David completely break up with me and divorce me. Then she could become the official wife. David spat on her, could only be forced to turn on the microphone. The marriage certificate in her hand is fake. I never married her. This woman is crazy because she wants me. Finished speaking, he also took out a fake marriage certificate with Brittany. This was made at the beginning for the stream, used as a gimmick. I was just amused by David's stupidity. I knew it was fake. The streamer is so pitiful, how could she be a mistress? Even at this point still slandering the streamer, this must be the final struggle, right? Police, quickly tie up this criminal who faked documents. Give society a clean and clear environment. I ignored these online comments, instead handed the document directly to the police. Take a look, is the one in my hand real, or is the one they have real? The police directly asked for my information and looked up my marital status. Then also confirmed I was the homeowner. Without a word, they immediately pinned Jake, who was still accusing and cursing me, to the ground and put another handcuff on him to ensure he wouldn't struggle. Sir, you are suspected of illegal entry, disturbing public order, vandalism, arson, theft, and a series of other crimes. You are now being arrested according to the law. After arriving at the police station, Jake still looked confused, he still glaring fiercely at me. It seems you won't give up until you hit a wall. I directly asked the police station staff to show Jake my personal records. When he saw the spouse column, Jake felt like he was struck by lightning. Why you? If you're the original wife, then what is my sister? Haha, of course, she's the mistress. My calm sentence stunned everyone online. My sister clearly told me she was the original wife, and you were constantly harassing my brother-in-law. No, your sister actively seduced David. Jake looked panicked, he shook his head violently, muttering impossible. Then he roared at me with red eyes. You must have forced David to get married to you, you even sent my sister to another boss's bed. What despicable means are you incapable of using? Yes, it must be this way, only then could my sister possibly be a mistress. As soon as he finished speaking, a plump woman wearing a mink coat pushed open the police station door and walked straight towards Jake. You're that slut's brother, right? You are. Slap. A crisp slap rang out. Tell me where that slut is. I'll skin her alive. The woman was big and strong, that slap was also delivered with full force. A red mark immediately appeared on Jake's face. He spit out a mouthful of blood on the ground. Brittany saw this scene on her phone and trembled with rage. She actually dared to find someone to beat my brother. Does she think I'm dead? She called David and rushed to the police station without delay. Anxious to hurry, she exited the stream. But at this moment, the atmosphere in the stream was quite strange. Because of the confirmation of my marital status with David, some people had already begun to doubt what Brittany had said earlier. Seeing Jake being beaten, no one stood out to curse at me anymore. Who are you? You dare hit me in a police station? Jake covered his face and questioned. Not only will I hit you, I'll also hit your sister, that seductive vixen. Didn't even bother to find out who I am before seducing men, dares to sleep with anyone's man. The woman bared her teeth, as if she wanted to skin Jake alive. You're the damn vixen, clean up your mouth, don't slander people. Hearing Jake say this, the woman was used. You want evidence? Fine. The woman neatly and quickly pulled out her phone and a stack of photos. I stood there with my arms crossed, looking forward to the online reaction when the woman revealed the evidence. Then I'll show you how hard your sister tried to seduce men. Finished speaking, the woman directly threw the printed chat logs onto Jake's face. Look at how your sister chatted lewdly with men. Sent explicit photos late at night every day, either photos without clothes or messages like I'm lonely. Unfortunately, I keep a tight leash on my husband, so she didn't succeed. Black and white is very clear. The woman also took out her phone and played a video. It was Brittany filming her own full figure, and kept saying things like "I miss you, when are you coming to see me?" It's obvious, Brittany was actively seducing. The woman grabbed Jake by the collar, gritted her teeth. But I really underestimated this little slut's cunning. She actually took advantage of David being drunk at a business dinner and tried to force herself on him. She found someone to help David to a hotel. Luckily that hotel was one I owned. The front desk staff recognized David and quickly called me. Otherwise that little slut would have succeeded. I've lived half my life and never seen such a shameless woman, just desperately throwing herself at men. Jake was completely stunned. The netizens who were still denouncing me online half an hour ago also fell silent. What the woman said was exactly what Brittany had accused me of before. After all that, Brittany turned out to be the real culprit. And all those victim experiences she claimed were actually her framing others. Jake just went limp on the ground, but at this moment, I spoke. "Officer, haven't the estimated financial losses for our home been calculated yet?" Hearing this, Jake's panic was visibly apparent. His arrogant appearance from before vanished completely, replaced by a face full of terror. He remembered I said the things he smashed were worth tens of millions. Now his sister wasn't a victim at all. I and the woman present were the real victims. That means everything he smashed must be compensated at full value. He didn't dare to think further, but the police also quickly gave us a reply. "Hello, madam, according to our preliminary estimate, the property damage your house suffered, just from antiques and calligraphy and paintings, is nearly 100 million. This doesn't even count the security camera they destroyed at your front door. Moreover, the camera is considered public property of the community. Another charge for damaging public property will be added. Just these charges are enough for a sentence of over 10 years in prison. Of course, this is under the premise that you don't pursue additional lawsuits." "What if I pursue additional lawsuits?" The police officer gave a deep look at Jake cowering in the corner, said, "Then it could also be a life sentence. After all, the amount involved is huge, and it caused an extremely negative impact." I watched as Jake's eyes became completely vacant after hearing the result. He was opening and closing his mouth, his soul seemed to be sucked out. I, however, let out a light laugh. "Your sister must have made a lot of money from streaming. If she's willing to compensate me with all the money she made from streaming, I can consider not pursuing additional lawsuits. How about it? Why don't you call your sister and ask?" But Jake seemed deaf. First vacant, then crying bitterly with regret. Finally, when he heard me mention his sister, his expression froze. Immediately a hint of viciousness appeared on his face. "She's the one who lied to me, used me. She did all the bad things. Why should I bear the responsibility? Brother, are you okay?" As soon as Jake finished roaring, Brittany and David rushed in. But before Brittany could rush to her brother's side, was grabbed by the collar by the fat woman, and flung backward, landing face first heavily on the ground. "You little slutty vixen, I finally caught you. Let's settle the score properly." Finished speaking, she gave Brittany several slaps. The police quickly stepped forward and blocked them for a long time. Only then did they finally separate the two. Brittany covered her face, staggering and leaning against the wall. She fiercely warned the woman. "I'm a streamer with over 10 million followers now. You dare hit me, believe it or not, my followers will cyberbully you." Finished speaking, she opened her phone. However, the words of the netizens that came into view were like sharp blades fiercely stabbing her heart. "This blogger is really funny, clearly the abuser yet pretending to be the victim. I wasted so much genuine attention on her for so long. I must have been blind to think she was pitiful. Turns out she's the cheapest slut. I bought a lot of things from her. I want to apply for a refund. Give me back my money." "Yes, we want refunds. Give us our money back. Money back." The phone kept buzzing. Endless refund requests drove Brittany almost mad. You people." She gritted her teeth with hatred. "Can't rely on the netizens." She shifted her gaze to David. "Darling, you said you'd marry me, right?" David saw her moment was over, instantly changed his expression, and kicked her away. "Get lost, you stinking woman." Then when he looked at me, he immediately put on a fawning and flattering look. "Eleanor, I know I was wrong, will you forgive me? We've been married for 10 years, I've always been very loving towards you. This time it was this slut who actively seduced me. It has nothing to do with me, Eleanor. I let out a cold snort, and directly shook off his hand that was holding mine. So saying, "Gee, you were married on the stream," was also her saying it with a knife to your throat. "Looks like you were enjoying it?" After a moment of panic, David said with an awkward smile, "Eleanor, I was just momentarily possessed. Please forgive me, my love for you is witnessed by heaven and earth." After hearing this, I burst out laughing. "So you loved me so much you bought accidental death insurance payout for me? How did you know?" Realized he had let it slip, David quickly covered his mouth. Looking at his ridiculous appearance, a wave of nausea rose in my heart. How did I ever fall for such a useless and lecherous man? What 10 years of marriage? That bit of affection had long since vanished. I feel like puking just looking at him now. Don't think I don't know you embezzled a huge amount of company funds. You actually investigated me. David cried out in alarm, his legs trembling, couldn't stand steadily. Not only did I investigate you, I also handed over your criminal evidence to the police. Consider yourself caught tonight. As soon as I finished speaking, David was immediately handcuffed. No. David was taken away struggling. Brittany's only support also collapsed. While the police were dealing with David, Patricia seized the opportunity to jump on Brittany and beat and curse her again. "Slut, try acting tough with me again. Let's see who can help you now." Brittany screamed repeatedly as she was beaten. Just then she saw Jake cowering in the corner. For a moment she seemed to see hope again. She shouted loudly towards Jake for help. "Brother, save me. This fat woman is going to beat me to death." Hearing this, Jake slowly walked towards her. Brittany thought she was saved, immediately started shouting at the woman. "My brother studied taekwondo and practiced martial arts. Wait and see if he beats you to death." Ah! Before she finished speaking, Brittany burst in to tears of pain. It turned out Jake pushed Patricia away and grabbed Brittany by the hair, yanked her up forcefully. "What are you doing? Are you crazy? I'm your sister." Brittany didn't understand why, she made painful whimpering sounds. "You still know I'm your sister. Then how dare you do such low-down and dirty things? Do you know that because of you, this liar, my life is going to be ruined forever?" Finished speaking, he grabbed Brittany by the neck and warned, "Cough up all the money you made from streaming." What did you say?" Brittany bit down hard and wouldn't let go. This money she worked so hard to earn, how could she just give it away? "If you don't give it, I'll have a few of my buddies break your legs. Several of them have been to jail, they're capable of anything." Brittany quickly agreed to give it, only then did Jake let go. After compensating me with all the money, Brittany was completely distraught, she had nothing left. Jake looked at me with a fawning expression. "My sister has already compensated you, can you not send me to jail?" I looked at the dispirited Brittany and curved my lips into a smile. "The little money your sister made is only enough to buy one of my collection items, not even enough to fill a tooth gap. You can just honestly rot in jail for the rest of your life." Jake shouted loudly. Brittany trembled all over seeing her brother's fate. Patricia was still glaring at her menacingly. I looked at the terrified Brittany. I didn't even need to act against her myself. "It's bad enough you organized people to cause trouble at the company, you also sold fake goods online. What did you say?" Brittany still wouldn't admit it. I threw the court summons onto her face. "This is someone who complained about your beauty products causing disfigurement. Luckily I found her." Then I leaned into Brittany's ear and whispered, "And he?" Re's another surprise, I found more than just her as a victim. "You are now facing high compensation payments, but you just gave all your money to me. Guess how many years you'll be sentenced if you can't come up with the compensation?" Hearing this, Brittany was completely despairing. She started screaming. One moment she was kneeling on the ground begging me, the next she was begging Patricia to let her go. Horrifying screams echoed continuously. My heart was filled with immense satisfaction. This is her retribution, serves her right. Later I heard when the lawsuit was being handled, Brittany couldn't pay the compensation, and was sentenced to life imprisonment. And her brother was sentenced to 20 years. Because she couldn't pay the compensation, many disfigured victims surrounded Brittany at the door after the court verdict. Some even more enraged individuals directly threw sulfuric acid on Brittany's face. Was sent to the hospital on the spot, diagnosed with severe burns, heard even her teeth were corroded and burned away. And I successfully divorced. After resolving these matters, I once again focused wholeheartedly on my career. Only by continuously investing in self-improvement will there be continuous returns.